Hello Aquarius and Happy New Year, guys! Welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy, and you can see that I'm not in my regular space. I didn't really plan it this way, but I think it's for the best right now. So my son, he's doing online learning at school, and his bedroom, where he's set up with his desk, it's the best place for him to work because he has his computer, he's got everything there, is right beside my office space. And he's a little loud. He's a little bit loud. And I can be a little bit loud. So I guess he comes from that, honestly. So I kind of thought, as opposed to moving him because he's quite settled and I just want him to be comfortable doing what he's doing, maybe I should move. Because it's probably better that I don't show up on his microphone and he doesn't show up on my microphone. So that's what we got, at least this week. I don't know, maybe longer. We'll see. But yeah, so here I am. I'm kind of in my dining room area. I hope you can hear me okay. The camera is further away than typical. It's quite far, actually. I can't reach you. So, yeah, Aquarius. Now, from the title, you may notice that this is a different kind of reading. And I was actually I sat down yesterday, preparing everything, making the space organized, bringing the camera down, setting it up. First week I was going to start with the fairies, and you know what, it didn't feel right, and I thought, well, it's just, it's been a few weeks, it's going to take me a while to get into it. And I know why it didn't feel right, it's because it wasn't what I was meant to do, but I didn't realize that yet. So I'm going to just kind of explain. Everyone is getting, this is the first card, this is the Void of Course Moon. I'm going to explain that to you too. I'm going to kind of tell you how it happened to me. So this is how inspiration works sometimes. And this is also a little bit how to turn lemons into lemonade. So where I am right now, where I'm living right now, I'm renting this space. And my lease was going to be up in February, but, kind of planning ahead. A few months from when my lease was going to be up, I got in touch with the owner, and we agreed that I could stay here for another 6 months beyond when the lease would have ended, and go month to month after that point. She's like, okay, great. Gave me some time to get some things organized. So then yesterday, I got an email. So the owner needs to move back into the house because now he has a contract locally, so he's going to live here. So I have like 60 days to get out of here, basically. I have to find a house, and I have to move. So, also telling you that because I don't know how things are going to go. Like, I'm going to have to put priorities in place here in terms of all the stuff that's involved with moving. So maybe videos may not come out like 3 at a time as they do. They will come out at some point. And hopefully the schedule will stay the same. But anyways, I was feeling, to be honest, a little bit devastated. It was not something I expected. People say, well, you're a tarot reader, Cindy. How can you expect it? You know what? I'm going to tell you that I had an inkling that I needed to try to secure. And I did that a couple months ago. I just had a feeling like my sixth sense was kicking in, telling me to do something. But obviously, it doesn't matter sometimes. We're on a journey, and the universe is going to take you there no matter how hard you plan around it. So, yeah, I did kind of have a sixth sense that I need to do something about this. So I did what I thought was the best thing, but it wasn't really what I was supposed to be doing. So, to get to why we have this Void of Course Moon reading, I sat down and I was kind of playing with the cards a bit. Kind of like, come on, universe, tell me, what does it feel like? What does it feel like? Every time I get a bit of stability, a bit of predictability, you just kind of like pull that rug out from under me. What is going on? What is going on? So, I was drawn to I can't believe this is at the bottom because this is one of the cards that came out to guide me. And I shuffled this just before I started your reading. One of my most profound cards. It's a beautiful card. I'll explain that in a minute too. But this animal deck, I haven't touched it in months. Maybe even a year. I don't know. It's been a long time. And I find sometimes with decks, they get quiet or stale. I don't know what it is. That's why I have so many decks, because I'll go back and forth. I feel like I'm not getting messages anymore. I won't touch the deck. And it was calling to me, and it was calling to me quite strongly. So I picked it up, and I split it to do the shuffle. And this card from the Moonology deck was completely hidden. And you know, it's smaller, and it must have the same weight as this deck, that it's hidden. So I split it. I'm like, what the hell is this in here? Like, I've used the Moonology deck a lot, and these cards weren't even sitting near each other. It was so peculiar. I can't even tell you how peculiar it was, that card was there. And so, me and this card, I've always looked at it and thought, I feel like it's a bit of the energy, what I used to get from this card. Nothing will come of this situation, void of course, moon. And I thought, I hate this card. I really do. Because I feel like it almost kind of says to, you know what, whatever track you're on, whatever you're doing right now, it's not working. You gotta just change everything, or you gotta take a different path. So it can kind of leave you feeling like, wow, what was that all for? But the cards that came out with it were, well, this one came out when I developed the spread. Maybe I should make this video for everyone to watch this week. It's not just for Aquarius. This is a whole on story. But I haven't seen you guys for weeks, so I have so much to say. So, what was the card? Oh my gosh, it's right here. Embrace the in-between. And, oh, where was it? Now I almost forget, but I'll know it when I see it. Oh, and nothing is wasted, the vulture. Embrace the, and they were looking at each other. This is the message that I received. Like, why? Why are you doing this? Anyways, it's a vulture looking this way, and it says, vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. And I thought, there is like a really deep message here for me. And one of the things that I was called to do was to actually Google void of course. I want to know, like, what does that really mean? I mean, I think about it, I'm thinking like, you're on a course, void, that's it, stop, don't go down that path anymore. But I Googled void of course, and immediately what came up was all this about void of course moon. So I learned something here too. So when you think about it, the moon moves through all 12 zodiac signs in a 28-day period. Now, throughout that movement, as it moves from one sign to another, there's a period of time that's called void of course, where it's not actually in the sign it was in anymore, and it's not in the new sign yet. Now, most of the time, that can just be a couple of hours, can be a few minutes. I think it can happen at least once or twice a month, where it is a true void of course moon. And that's when it can take place for like 24 hours or a day, where it is sitting without any influence from any zodiac sign. The moon is completely without influence from any sign. And that's what the void of course is. And I'm looking at the embrace the in-between, and I created a whole spread, and I'm going to tell you what it is, because it really inspired me. I thought, this is what I need to do tomorrow. I feel like this is what I need to do tomorrow. So, the message that I got, and I'll share it with you, the reading that I did for myself, because this card came out in the spread that I developed, was like the cycle that I'm leaving is a healing cycle. And this, I have to say, like this house, and that's part of my devastation. It's been a really beautiful space to be in. I couldn't have asked for anything like to be different. Well, I don't really like the dishwasher. Not dishwasher. The washer and the dryer. Anyways, you know what I mean, without nitpicking. And there's a beautiful green space in the back. And I was really devastated. I thought, oh my God. But this has been my healing space for me, like in the last year. But that's apparently over. Being like kicked out of the cocoon, pushed out of the nest. It's time. So, but before I go into my new cycle, I'm in the void of course. And what's so profound about the void of course is that there's no influence from anything outside of the moon, of you in your void of course. This is a period of time before you go into your new cycle where you are going to do something. And I'm going to pull out cards about that, because it's all about the action that you take that guides your life. And it's without influence. So, and I really felt this too when this card came out, because I've often described this as a very, very strong, protective, spiritual animal totem to guide you and protect you at this time. So if that's the only thing that goes on in this void, of course, I want to say, is that you are protected and you're going on a journey. Now, how long that void of course lasts for you, it's literally like the in-between, right? The in-between. It's like temperance in a way too. The past, the dust is settled or still settling, and your future is being paved forward, and you're sitting in the in-between. You're not there anymore, and you're not quite in the future. So isn't that fascinating? Yeah, I was just like, wow, that's such a cool read. So what I'm going to do, maybe I'll make this for everybody, what I'm doing this week. Maybe we'll do that. I can't go on and on like this for every reading. Like Cindy, I've heard this 3 times now. I'm watching for my sun, moon, and rising. So maybe I'll do that. I'll release this and let you all know what's coming up ahead of time. And then I'll get into it and I'll do each sign. Yeah, so there's going to be extendeds too. The extended I will continue. I will literally just, I want to keep it simple this week, because I'm in a different space. I just feel like my whole life is being disrupted again. I'm in a different space. I have to adjust and, you know, continue with the flow here. And I also have a lot of other things on my mind. Like, yeah, I'm kind of stressed out. I'll admit it. I'm stressed out. I'm human, so I have a lot of things to think about. And so yeah, the extendeds, we will just continue to pull cards and see where the energy continues to go. So we are going to look at, in your void of course, with many different, and of course the animals are going to be in there. You two go back in there. You two go back in there. The only thing that won't be going back in is the void of course. Okay, everyone is getting that this week, but we will be pulling from all these different decks. Yeah, and see what your void of course is all about. And I like to say it's like the universe kicking you out of the nest, babe. Like, whoop, it's time to go. Almost feels like a little bird that's been at a rehabilitation center. And you've been getting all the food that you need and all the space. It's great. I don't want to go. No, you're ready to fly now. You know, I don't know, right? Like it's kind of a cool setup. I'm happy. But so, yes, and I was told I need to expand and grow once I move out of my, I don't know if that's like expand like my waistline. It's like figuratively or metaphorically, I'm going to be expanding. So that's what this void of course moon is. So the readings that I'm doing this week are inspired by my own stress. I'm going to see, you know, when the universe is, feels like it's kicking you around a bit, what messages can we get for you about that, right? Because that's how you can empower yourself again. It's, you know, it's, and I had a little bit of time of self-pity. It's like, and, but we can really, it's only, we shouldn't sit in that too long. And we all have our own ways, right, of trying to get answers and trying to get guidance and try to figure out a way to turn what feels like lemons into lemonade. So that's what I'm doing. I'm turning lemons into lemonade. And I don't know where I'm going to end up, but I'm, everyone say, be positive, Cindy. One of my friends, be positive, Cindy, be positive. I'm like, I'm trying. I'm really like that little bird in the rehabilitation center, and I don't want to go. It's so peaceful here, and I get everything I need. But there's more, right? So, yeah, okay, yeah, this is for everybody this week. This is what is going on. That's why I'm in a new space. That's why I'm doing this reading. I'm not doing week 1 fairies. That's why we're doing this. Yeah. Oh, and you know what? At any given time too, like maybe there's a weird edit in the video. Like maybe I'm kind of talking and I stop and I go on again. And it's because I am in the open space of the house. I'm trying to do these videos outside of the times where my son is having, like, they have recess and lunch breaks on the online learning. So if he comes down and he needs something, I just stop the video and edit it. So if it seems like, because you don't typically see that happen in my videos, so please don't think that I'm trying to hide messages or anything like that. If you see something unusual, and that's why, because he might be coming in the room and I might need to do something. So, hey, Happy New Year! It's not the way I thought the year was going to be going. But it's funny, I was going to make this Aquarius's reading. And, you know, I have to say now, Happy New Year. Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. I got everybody in there now. But it's funny, now I think about it, like, the World card has been coming up a lot lately in the readings. And it really, there's multiple meanings in the World card. And one of them that I didn't really talk about, it wasn't really coming through in the messages, but I almost wonder if I looked deeply for myself, if I would have seen like moving. Because the World card can be about moving and travel too. So that's interesting because it was coming out quite a bit for Aquarius. And actually, the last week I did readings for everyone. I can't remember everyone it was coming out for, but it was coming out quite a bit. So I don't know if anyone else is suddenly being evicted from their home. You can let me know in the comments and we can all, you know, keep our fingers crossed. Put good vibes out there for me, guys. Good vibes out there for me. That I will find something good. I'd like to stay in the neighborhood I am, but I don't know that that is possible. There is not a lot of stuff out there right now. There's not. Compared to like this time last year, when I was looking, there's very little. And the rent is a lot more. Like, what is up with that? What is going on in your area with rent? Like, hundreds of dollars a month more to get the same thing I have now. Like hundreds. Thinking that's just insane. Especially with, you know, people's incomes being reduced, the unpredictability of the economy and the world at large. It just seems so strange to me. And maybe it has to do that there isn't much out there. It's supply and the demand, so this we can gouge. But yeah, so anyways, there you go. That's what's going on with me. So I'm gonna have a sip of my namaste tea. So I look forward, guys, to doing this reading with each one of you this week. And I guess that's it. That's all I gotta say. So now I'll turn the camera off. I'll say goodbye, and I will actually sit down and start doing Aquarius before my son has lunch. Thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, to be gentle with yourselves. Bye.